Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baron. This is your Brain on Books, and today we're going to be talking about an awesome novel called Speaks the Nightbird by Robert McCammon. Now, this is not the first McCammon book I've ever read. I've read Boy's Life, I've read Swan Song, I've read They Thirst, and those books are great. But to me, this is peak McCammon. He is at his A game. This is the critical mass of his writing up to this point in his career, and he's firing on all cylinders. Now, this book is historical fiction, but there's some sprinklings of some potential supernatural elements throughout. And at its core, it's really a murder mystery. So let's touch on what the book's actually about. So there's a small port town in South Carolina that's on the brink of collapse, and a woman within that town that's been accused of being a witch, accused of several murders that are making people flee from the town. It's absolute chaos. So a magistrate and a magistrate's clerk named Matthew Corbett take a quest to the town to actually have her stand trial and see if she's going to burn at the stake. So somewhat of a whodunit kind of book, but unlike some of those fast-paced thriller books that are typically, within the murder mystery genre, this one is very slow and it's methodical. And it's poetic and it's beautiful. It's unlike anything I've ever read. And at its core, underneath that, it's really a coming-of-age story for Matthew Corbett. Now, this is the first book in the Matthew Corbett series. I think they're up to about 9 volumes now, which is exciting for me because I cannot wait to continue with Queen of Bedlam and see what's in store next. But one thing that really sets this book apart is the dialogue. There is so much just nuanced, intimate dialogue between Matthew as he's kind of discovering himself, his ethics, learning how to be an investigator, and also a passionate, tragic love story at its core that he finds himself in. And oh man, it's so moving at times, emotional at times, gut-wrenching. I was so connected to this character by the end of the book. And it's a big book, so I spent quite a bit of time with him on page. And I gotta say, I'm just blown away. The only other thing, if you're a fantasy fan and you've read Robin Hobb, this reads very much like Robin Hobb. This reads like Farseer if you've actually experienced those, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about with some of that slower, intimate dialogue. Totally loved it. Totally blown away. Had to get on here and tell you about it. If you've read Robert McCammon before, you're in for a treat. Pick it up immediately. If you've never read Robert McCammon, this is probably a good entry point. He's more known for his horror novels, but ironically, I think his non-horror books are actually better. Same thing goes with Boy's Life. That's kind of more of a coming-of-age Southern Gothic book, and it's phenomenal compared to some of his books like They Thirst or Wolf's Hour that are very classic horror-centric. So that's it. Pick this one up. You will not be disappointed. Until next time, see ya.